Because we can now say it's a new deal for local government.
And we can also say it's a new dawn.
Yes.
You know? So
yeah.
We've always wanted this to happen. We've discussed this a number of times here. And what irritates me the most is the fact that governors just don't even want us to have any form of democracy at local government level.
Yes.
The governor comes into office, the first thing he's thinking of is dissolving the local councils. And will now put in their place caretaker chairmen.
And keep collecting their funds.
Before now, it had been affirmed by the Supreme Court that governors have no power to dissolve local government councils.
Yes.
You know, elected based on the laws of our land. But the governors don't listen. And when new governors come in, that's the first thing they want to do.
Yes, yes.
They want control of the local governments by hook or crook. Look at a state like Anambra.
Mm-hmm.
They've had three governors on the bounce. None of them organized a local government election. 3 governors. Each of them, the first 2, used 16 years cumulatively.
Yes.
No local government election. And these are amongst people who will be boasting, you know, puffing their chest that they are Democrats. When they were governor, they didn't deem it fit to organize local government election.
It didn't mean anything.
Today, Soludo is the governor of the state. He's been around for a while. He has not organized a local government, as if it is a tradition in Anambra State to not allow local government elections to happen.
Yes.
Whoever is there, no matter how that person is waxing lyrical and parading himself as a Puritan, they do not have the lever to organize local government.
Yes, yes.
That's what we've seen over time. And people elected by Nigerian people, you remove them from office just when you like.
Yeah.
A system that permits that to happen is a dysfunctional system. And I'm happy that this judgment has come. God bless the Attorney General, Lateef Fagbemi.
Yes.
Because I knew at the time when he was taking that matter before the Supreme Court that he would succeed. Okay. Thank God, citizen. In matters between states and federal government, only the Supreme Court has jurisdiction to entertain.
Okay, yeah.
They will have been doing to us what is happening in Rivers, where a court, a judge who knows that he does not have jurisdictional competence to entertain a matter, he will go ahead and even give an order.
And in law, jurisdiction is key.
Of course, if you do not have jurisdiction to entertain a matter, what are you doing there? Any decision that you take, thank God there are remedies already provided by law. Any decision that you take is null and void.
Yeah.
But that is not. Let's talk about what the beauty of this is. We want development to percolate to the lower levels.
Yes, the third tier.
The third tier of government. Now, they will be able to manage their funds.
And no excuses.
Bring development to our people.
Yeah.
Only a few governors were known to, in the past, to not intervene, to not tamper with funds belonging to local government. I've told the story here, and it's not a lie.
Okay.
A local government chairman, after they concluded this jack arrangement that they used to do, what came to him, he burst into tears. He's an Ijebu man. Just like, you know, she is also an Ijebu man. You know, because in our profession, every woman is as a man. Just like judges. They say Mr. Justice even to a woman. So, just like her, the man.
So why did he burst into tears? Is it because
of what came to him after the jack sharing?
Oh, yeah.
You say they have joint account. You say they have joint account.
Yeah.
But what he got after the sharing, I swear to God, he burst into tears.
Okay.
You can imagine. Because he looked at it and was wondering, what will I do with this?
With this one.
This is what they've been doing.
Over 20 years.
A National Assembly committee went to Bayelsa, where Seriake Dixon was governor.
Okay.
And what did they praise him for? They didn't praise him for building infrastructure in the sky. They praised him for not touching local government funds.
Okay.
The little man who was governor in Kaduna,
okay,
El-Rufai, was also praised for that. He was reputed for leaving the local governments to...
He organized local government elections.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes. Use electronic voting module.
That's it.
And his party lost some local government.
He didn't
but it didn't matter. He used electronic module.
Yeah.
So I'm happy now. Let their money go to them directly. That is what Buhari wanted to do it with the instrumentality of executive order. But the governors at that time, Tambu and the rest of them, they ran to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court voided.
That's it.
What Buhari couldn't do, or was not allowed to do, let me use it, that's a more polite way of couching it. What Buhari was not permitted to do is what Tinubu has done through his Attorney General. Let their funds go to them. You have no power to organize, to put caretakers in place.
Committees.
Now, by this judgment, because the Supreme Court, people will say, they don't have jurisdiction. They have tampered with the Constitution. The Supreme Court is a court of policy. It's not just a court of record, it's a court of policy.
That's it.
The Supreme Court can create laws, but the content of his judgment becomes law. Yeah. So the Supreme Court has, by this judgment, deleted without the instrumentality of the National Assembly, deleted that portion that allows the two tiers of government to sit down in form of joint account and then share money in a manner that gives the short end of the stick to the local government chairman, and some of them will burst into tears like Folutile's brother.
No, please.
It happened in Lagos.
Okay.
It happened here in Lagos, in one of the most densely populated local governments that were split into LCDAs. Yeah. People some of them will know the person that I'm talking about.
But we can say it's a new dawn. And so no local government chairman would have any excuse not to deliver on its mandate.
Exactly. That's the good news for me.
Yeah.
Because over the years, this has always been the complaint. We see a lot of infrastructural decay at the local government level, and we do not see much of development at that level. And the complaint has always been that these local governments do not have control over their money because of the joint account with the state government. Now that everything is clear, the roadblock has been removed, I am very sure that people now at the grassroots will expect to get more dividends of democracy. They will expect their local government chairmen. For me, it's good news and it could be bad news. Good news for LG chairmen that are ready to perform, and bad news for those who may want to continue with the old order. Because now people now have a better understanding. They know that you don't have any excuse. Then another thing for me is the vibrant democratic dividends that may result out of this. Because now I am thinking that if everything works well, if a political party at that grassroots level does not perform to please the people, they can...
No excuses.
No excuse. They can afford to elect another party at that level, because now we don't have issues of caretaker committees, which are imposed.
It's one of the highlights.
Exactly.
Limitation of governors' powers.
So there is no, you can't constitute a caretaker committee again, which will perpetually put your party in power, whether you do well or you don't do well. So I think it's also a good thing at that political level. And I'm expecting more developments. We talk about facilities like toilets, health centers, primary health care centers. You know, these are the responsibilities of local governments. And we are expecting that with this judgment, with these judgments, things will fall in place. And we should be seeing development.
Have you given a thought to local government elections at the local government level? Elections at the local government level? Yes.
That was why I talked about the vibrancy that we are likely to see now. Because now we are saying, you know, politics is local.
Every politics, we are told.
Now, look at it this way. Even these local governments are the closest to the electorate. So you go, you campaign, you tell people what you want to do. Your programs, you should be able to lay them clearly before the people. And they should be able to assess you. And the good thing is that they know your house.
If anything goes wrong.
If anything goes wrong, they can come to the front of your house and protest. They can lay their complaints. They can do...
This is more than anything else. You know, prior to now, the man at the bus stop would always think every wahala comes from the center.
From the center, exactly. And the pressure is always on the center. Even the state, they give people the impression that it's the center. If you look at Nigeria every day, center. See what the money is at the center. Meanwhile, we have 3 tiers of government. Federal government, state government, and the local government as provided by the Constitution. But along the line, I don't even know when this thing happened. That is over 20 years ago, that they just cornered this thing and put it.
Because nobody frowned until now. BKO, and another thing is this. The rising prices of foodstuff, you know, are going up. Now the local government chairman is the #1 citizen of the local government. So he has executive authority. Or so it seems.
First and foremost, they will have more resources at their disposal, because the fact is, sometimes governors come up with all kinds of ideas. So let's do this project together. And funds made for those local governments are used to do projects for which governors take total credit.
Wow.
Yes. And when you complain, if you are a local government chairman and you complain, the next thing the governor will remove you. They'll just remove you. You didn't elect him.
Yes.
The people elected him. You have the cheek to kick him out of office because he stood up to you. There are examples of people who had been sacrificed for standing up to their governors. Local government chairman. If first you say this is insubordination, what are you talking about? Somebody was elected just like you. You have no power to suspend him, to send him packing.
With a stroke of the pen.
No, they even have their own legislative arm.
It's you that is talking about stroke of the pen. People get dismissed from office with the stroke of the mouth. Not stroke of the pen, stroke of the mouth.
Or stroke of the eye itself.
This is why I'm aware that people are arguing that this judgment is this constitutional interpretation is against the content of Section 162 of the National of the 1999 Constitution. You know, which says that there shall be a joint account. But if you are using the, we will not, first and foremost, we shall not be slaves to the law.
That's it.
If a law is an unjust law, we have an obligation to disobey an unjust law.
We have heard it, that laws were made for man, not man for the law.
In the days of apartheid, for example, in South Africa, people disobeyed the unjust laws.
Laws, yes.
Because the unjust law is no law at all.
Okay.
Yes. A law that was created to cause people to suffer, for example. You have a moral obligation to go against that law.
Yeah.
Now that law, the joint account, we are saying governors had abused it over the years.
And just
because what do? You sit together and they say, okay, Jack, this is what comes to you. You can only burst into tears the way the Jifotul Chile's brother. You know? So
leave our brother alone.
If you complain, the governor will send you packing.
You remember one of our colleagues in BC's state?
Yeah, it's always happening in our state.
Because
I don't know about that.
You know, because
a particular.
No, you are not a historian. I am a historian. It's always happening.
He ran into rough weather for challenging.
Today is history.
Yes,
it's history, and you know it is an unfair contest.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like using. It's like killing a mosquito with an artillery barrage.
Kai.
To confront a governor. You know what it means now?
The chief executive.
Yes. It's disproportionate violence.
Kai.
To come up against a sitting governor when you are a local government chairman. You will be surprised at the rate at which your own colleagues that you are fighting for will turn against you.
That's what happened to him.
So,
that's as what happened to our colleagues.
Yes, as we said, the final court is a court of record.
And this pronouncement, BKO, is binding.
It has to be, if it's not binding, why is it? The Justice Agim, one of the best judges we have in our country, he was chief judge in Gambia.
Okay.
Justice Agim, JSC, said from Thursday, that is today, that it must take effect.
Okay.
The full weight of the judgment must take effect from today. It's with immediate effect. So what are we talking about? Let us see. In any case, the Accountant General of the Federation now has clear directive. And the Attorney General is there to make sure that that law is obeyed.
I hear the
National
Attorneys General were there.
The National ESCO, the Attorney General is the most senior minister.
Okay.
He is the only one that the president is not permitted to delegate his role to anyone. Other ministers, the president can delegate anybody to act in their place.
Okay.
But he cannot delegate anyone to act in the place of the Attorney General. The Attorney General is the most senior minister. So he has a role now to ensure that the, what's it called, the Accountant General obeys the content of this pronouncement. Yeah. I know that once we leave this place, we'll start seeing people coming on TV. we have lawyers now who have made a career out of simply going to TV stations to twist the content of judgments. Some of them don't even see the CTC of a judgment before coming on TV to analyze. They are more ubiquitous on TV than they are in the law, in the courtrooms.
Yeah.
We see that. We see what they do. They made a career out of misleading Nigerians. There is no judgment that they don't give us 2 or 3 sides.
That's it.
But the truth, what usually happens when a party to a suit tells you, look, this judgment favored us. This judgment, they give it a different interpretation. But you see them, they are running to go and appeal. Maybe it favored you. Why didn't you just sit in your closet?
Yeah.
And wait.
And let
they will run to go and appeal, which means they knew what they were doing. But they simply want to mislead the people and tell you that a judge has a jurisdiction where he does not have it. So I know that after this now, we start seeing them. They will be crawling out of their closets to tell us, oh, this is why this is wrong. The Supreme Court was wrong.
Relevance.
We are watching.
This is just before as we race home now. I want to the so-called second Antichrist, Adolf Hitler. He said, how fortunate for governments all over the world that the people they administer don't think. Now the man at the bus stop in a local government will begin to ask questions.
Yeah, ordinarily,
if anything goes wrong.
Ordinarily, I don't even see why state governors should oppose this kind of thing. Ordinarily, if there are no ulterior motives. So, I mean, it's straightforward if we are talking about development. And like I said earlier on, for me, the good news now is that we know who to hold responsible.
If anything goes wrong.
If anything goes wrong, and if we want to ask questions and demand actions, we know who to go to, the local government chairman. So it's a big responsibility for them, and I wish them the best in this new dispensation.
Because remember also former Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady, said, if you want anything said, ask a man. If you want anything done, ask a woman.
But our society has not permitted many women to be local government chairmen. So in this case, we can't ask women. We ask the men.
Yeah.
We don't have a female governor.
Oh, yeah.
We are talking about governors not allowing local governments to thrive. So it's the men that we will keep asking.
Okay.
We will keep asking them because they are the ones behind all of these troubles.
But
except a few of them that their wives are prompting them. But the men are the people to ask in our country. It's not every time that the things that those Margaret Thatchers of this world.
Somebody might ask you, if somebody might ask you, if Madam won't go political meeting at 11 p.m., you go allow him.
I go allow him. You know, go try him now. Go 11 for what? What thing they go do?
All right, gentlemen, I hear we must go.
So you are the man. He's the man.
Yes, now. There are some agreements you get into when you are getting married. Marriage is a contract between man and wife. It's a contract. That's why you see us, we sign.
Which does not,
even if it's a church wedding, you see us, we sign. It's a contract.
Which does not include...
And you must fulfill your own obligation.
And the woman, her own.
So if you want to leave my house in the dead of night for a meeting, I will first ask whether you are out of your mind or not. Where are you going?
Because they say if your dog begins to bark at you,
don't worry,
then somebody else.
There are many men that are ready to allow their wives to go for meetings at 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
And
good luck to them.
As editor, I was coming back home at 1 a.m.
Yeah, so your man.
That's the thing.
I can allow you. See, she was talking about politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are journalists. Why is it that I do not want to be a politician?
Okay.
And I will not work for a politician?
Okay.
That is a reason.
Okay, so
you know where she's coming from.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know where he's coming from.
At the risk of losing my friends, you know, I've said repeatedly that I cannot be a politician.
Okay.
Because I cannot see black and call it white.
All right.
So it's as simple as
that. As Dr. Bisi, we are going on a break. Let's make some money. Never mind BKO. We go take that matter home. Okay, we'll be back shortly. Please stay with us.